to make a
Particles.
Can I tell you something, Tony?
Don't pretend like I got a choice. Particles. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, couple quick things as we kick off episode number 2 of Paulie Mac's Particles. Welcome aboard. Great to have everybody. I just want to shout out Slick Rick in the open of the new song that we have, the new show.
Here we go.
Bro, I'm telling you, I want a renaissance of like that kind of rapper. Bring back Slick Rick. You know what? Bring me Houdini. Throw in Dana Dane. Like, give me that original old school crop of guys. Like, I just dig his whole delivery, Tony, a little nasally, like, here we go. And I dig that. I dig it.
You can get it on vinyl. Go get The Ruler's Back by Slick Rick. The album The Ruler's Back. That's Here We Go is from the song The Ruler's Back.
Here
and also
we
there's
go.
a song called Children's Story on that.
It's a classic. It's one of the great rap tracks of all time.
Uncle Ricky.
Shout out Uncle Ricky. Hashtag Uncle Ricky Strong. All right, so listen, welcome back to Paulie Mac's Particles. First thing I want to do today is thank everybody. Thank everybody
Yes.
for lining up in the comments section. I see you guys already. We're going to involve you guys in the show on a regular basis. And then everybody, I heard from that checked in like after we posted the show yesterday. Creative Tony, my first question I want to relay to you on behalf of all of our listeners and viewers, and thank you guys. We love you. People are saying, Paulie Mac, what's up? You hit the ganja a little too hard today because yesterday you started at 2, now you're going to 3. What the hell kind of consistency is it? So, Creative Tony, let's lay out that game plan, and then we'll bring in our special guest. But what is the philosophy, or is there a philosophy behind the Paulie Mac Particles Showtime schedule? Creative Tony, go.
Well, the beautiful thing about particles, Paulie, is that they're constantly evolving, correct?
Well, and they're constantly gathering,
scattering and moving and being spread,
orbiting.
But what we're learning, and I think everybody's learning, is that people they consume content when it works for them. Now they don't. There's the appointment radio like we used to do is kind of a thing of the past. And so I noticed last night that I was getting some blasts on my phone that saying that people were checking out yesterday's show at like 10 o'clock last night. You know?
No, totally.
And so that's great. I love the fact that we can do this when it works, for our guest Brian Murphy's schedule. It's working for him today. So we're coming on at 3 and he's coming on momentarily, but it also just, you can listen to chunks whenever it works for you. And by the way, we're also, chunks. Remember, dude, and remember Chunk and Goonies? No, Chunk and Goonies.
Shout out Goonies. You got to shout out Amy Trask when you're talking Goonies. First female exec in the NFL, courtesy of Al Davis. He hired Amy. Amy's a good friend of the Murph Mac show for years, and she's like a lunatic Goonies fan. So if you ever cross paths with Amy Trask on the street, at a nightclub, whatever, a football game, I would advise going up to her, introduce yourself, and don't say, hey, I want to talk about the Raiders. What was Al Davis like? Go up to Amy Trask and say, like, I need to talk Goonies. Are you ready? And she'll have something to say. Guaranteed.
Well, yes. And shout out Dom right there. Truffle Shuffle. I was going to say the Truffle Shuffle, right? What's his name? Wouldn't let Chunk in until he did the Truffle Shuffle at the fence, at the picket fence.
You're a big Creative Tony's a big kind of 80s film buff. Like he's got it on lockdown. Now, when it comes to 80s strength in film, are you going to go Goonies over Teen Wolf? Because I know you're like a Teen Wolf disciple. I know.
Come on, man.
You're a big Styles guy.
But that's like asking me to say, do I like Krook better than Kipe or Kipe better than Krook? These
are the issues we're going to be tackling on the show now. Nobody said it's going to be easy.
I love them. I love them both. Shout out Baby Huey just on the text thread. Just said,
what's up, Huey? We love you.
What's up, baby? Baby Huey. Check out Danny and Lamont and Chasta in the mornings on the Lamont show. By the way, speaking of Lamont and Tinelli, former morning show on the Bone, we're going to have Paul Tinelli as one of our football gurus throughout the playoffs because he's the voice of the Niners inside Levi's Stadium. That's another 49er. first down.
Well, I feel like the first thing I want to say, I love Tonelli, and we'll have a great football rap with him, or several great football conversations, because he's done a lot of coaching, a lot of high school level coaching, and he's just a lifetime football guy. Great guy to talk Niners with too. He's got the history. Guy used to go to Kezar Stadium when he was a kid and all that. Yep. But the thing with Tonell, I want to tell him this. I feel like he started that whole, this is third down. And now, dude, the whole NFL is ripping his ass off. And I feel like, where's the royalties for Tonell? Because I'm telling you, he was the first guy to do that. I'm saying it right now.
You know what's so funny is we had a discussion in my studio at KNBR years ago, and it was Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes, myself, and Paul Tonelli.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the third down call, and we both said there has to be a cadence to it. Like, and if you space it out, like, so he started testing out the spacing in the studio. And then that's when he finally got, this is third down.
But it's great. Like he gets the entire stadium to react when he does that. So yeah, I look forward to talking to Tonell. We're going to have a lot of guests coming up on the show. This is only our second installment, so we get a lot to get to. In fact, one more thing before we bring in KNBR Murph, which is Creative Tony, to continue with the inconsistency of our show times. I want to let everybody know bright and early right now at the beginning of the show today that tomorrow we're going to have our special weekly installment of what we're going to be calling Friday at High Noon. We'll see you at high noon. If you want to, go ahead and read into the meaning of that, be my guest. I mean, your instincts are probably correct. High noon tomorrow. Yeah. Shout
out Rod Brooks, because Rod Brooks, Paulie, and I were the ones that used to do an official high noon when we used to work mornings on KNBR, the Ticket 1050. On Fridays, we reward ourselves by leaving the station after the show and go have a nice. Go have a nice high noon brunch, shall we say, on Lower Haight Street. So
shout out Spaghetti Western. You remember Spaghetti Western on Lower Haight? Great eatery. I miss it.
Of course. Yeah. By the way, we have KNBR Murph in the waiting room. I'm going to let him in a sec, but I want to give a shout out. We've got Rags from Jersey.
Oh no! Well, that's the thing. So Rags, the Nareg brothers, no, they're both in the house right now. You got Brian, you got Rags. So New Jersey is now in the house. And the good thing about Rags and Brian, the Nareg brothers, and Tony, you'll get familiar with this as we go. But now that you're affiliated with me and the Paulie Mac Particle Show, now the Nareg brothers also have your back. So that means, I'm dead serious, because they're like a built-in Paulie Mac Particle security task force. Like, anybody messes with me, you got to answer the Nareg brothers. And trust me, you don't want Rags knocking on your door at 2 a.m, and you definitely don't want Brian, the other Nareg brother, who might be twice as crazy as Rags, which is tough to be. He'll come out of the sewers, dude, covered in camo with a knife in his mouth if anybody, takes a stand against us. So welcome aboard, Nareg brothers. Jersey's in the house. I love it.
Last question, Paulie, and then I'm gonna bring in Brian Murphy. Is Rags involved with the socks? Is that Rags?
Rags is a sock enthusiast. We're gonna revisit that. Yeah, it's something a man does in the privacy of his own home. It's a conversation for a later date. But yes, that is the sock guy. That's correct. Yes.
All right. Well, Paulie, as we say in the industry, stand by.
Okay, I'm standing.
Because
look at this.
Look
at this.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah. You know what? Standing up.
Standing up.
I'm going up.
Yeah,
I'm going up.
Yeah.
I'm going ahead.
Everybody get up.
Hey, I came here for the strudel.
Hell yeah, you did, man. Hell yeah, you did. I see
you want your wallet back?
There. Yeah. I say it right out of the gate, guys. Big fan. Big fan.
Long time, first time. Brother. Yeah, Brian Murphy, long time, first time.
I'm all in, and I'm coming in with takes right out of the gate.
Oh,
okay. Because I am a big fan. First of all, I was gonna come out swearing, but I think you guys kept it rated G yesterday, believe it or not.
Okay, so here's what I've learned, Murph, because I've been a guest on Larry Krueger's show for many, many weeks now. I've gone on Damon Bruce's show, Cyrus Satsas with his Golden Particles, and what I've learned is anything goes. It is the Wild West in terms of the language. Like, you can let it fly, but I feel like I don't want to force the issue. Like, if it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to go there just to go there. Like, if things get heated, we want to get colorful, feel free to use your Richard Pryor grab bag, but you don't have to. You don't want to force it like a bad Buddy Healed miss.
Right?
Oh, dude, it's funny that you mentioned Buddy Hield. So now that we got Murph in place, few things. Yeah,
I got the 3 takes though. I came with notes.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hey, Paulie, don't you remember all my notes, buddy?
I missed you. I miss your notes. I miss the smiley faces, the arrows up, arrows down. I missed all of it.
I mean, listen, all that. Listen. As Joe Betts would say, Paulie, it's done.
It's already done. It's already been taken care of. Yeah.
Don't even get into the emotions, brother. It's Joe Betts. It's all said. It's all said.
Listen.
Number 1, freaking DJ Rob B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hell yes. Dude, I heard your guys' super cool open, and I was like, damn. I said, there's no way Creative Tony had that kind of chop. No way.
Right. No.
Ollie can barely log on. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Still. And then I heard the great news that you guys went to the genius himself. So double props, triple props. Awesome. And one little note on your anecdote, Paulie, don't forget the key DJ Robbie line was on the first show of the new year.
Yeah.
It was like 2008. And we go, hey, man, Happy New Year. He goes, yeah, let's just get this year over with.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I love that kid. By the way, Murph, don't leave out. So I went to the Murph and Mac grab bag because we have so many friends with a lot of different skill sets and a lot of talent. So, yeah, DJ Rob B laid down the musical bed. And I don't know if you caught this, but for the visual part of it, where you got Bobby Weir strumming his guitar, you see the Barry Bonds home run. That was all brought to you courtesy of Jeff Winkler, a.k.a. Winks.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
and I'll compliment him at the next Springsteen show we go to with him. All right.
Nice.
By the way, speaking of Bobby, I was going to wear that. I was trying to find that cape that he wore to Kennedy Center Honors.
I need one too. I need that.
I was going to come in with that. But that next time.
Okay.
Number two, you just can't beat the simple comedy of the 3-note Tony's top 3.
Tony, Murph likes it.
Okay,
nice.
It freaking got me, bro. It got me. I laughed.
Well, here we go. Let's here we go.
Lay it on Murph. Let's hear it. 3.
One more time.
Tony's top 3. Okay, see, I'm glad you see the comedy gold there. Good.
It's that beat, right? It's that beat.
See, that's why Murph is the best, man. Murph's always up for a laugh. Now,
number 3, listen, I hate to chastise you guys, man, but, I mean, the loofah riff, while rich, I mean, were you guys deliberately ignoring the most prominent loofah use in pop culture? I mean, were you guys just like trying to be?
Wait a second.
No. I'm already locked in. Murph and I are locked in on this. Now I think you're talking about Stripes now.
Of course,
Okay, the guy in the window. Oh, I wish it was a loofah. Like
I believe that's Larroquette. I believe that's John Larroquette.
100% Larroquette.
It is
100% Larroquette. And right after that, like little misadventure he has with what he's spying on the female officers taking showers, and he's like oogling, and he goes, "Oh my God, I wish I was a loofah." But then the best part is right after that, Murph, Larroquette walks outside, he bumps into a rock, and he looks down and he goes, "Have that removed." He says that like to his assistant, "Have that removed." So Larroquette all day.
Because you guys are content machines, I actually brought it up today at work, and you know what? Ready for this? Young Tony, or I think because we're here on this, can we go back to Little Tony?
Yeah. He's Little Tony.
Yeah.
What are we doing out here?
Little Tony demonstrably and passionately defended his use of a loofah.
Nice.
Oh, did he? Oh, really? See, fascinating. No, Tony, you touched the nerve, Tony. He's like,
"What's wrong, man? Loofah." He's like, "High school. You weren't a high school wrestler, man. You gotta use loofahs."
You were a high school wrestler.
I don't know what Little Tony's going on about. By the way, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, on the Paulie Mac Particle channel, he's going to be known as Little Tony. I might even get him on the show at some point. Who knows?
By the way, with respect, of course.
With respect.
Anyway, boys, those are my takes. I'm just a fan. That's all I can say. I'm just a fan.
Go, Tony.
Before we move on from loofahs, I do think Beverly D'Angelo is using a loofah in the shower in Vacation when Chevy Chase opens the curtain. I believe she's got a loofah.
And does like the banana, the fake psycho staff?
Yes, the fake psycho.
And in Shaq, when O'Keefe, they're upstairs, is there a loofah with the? Doesn't Smales' wife ask for a loofah?
Ooh.
You know what, brother? Ooh. That's why KNBR Murph is always on point. That's the hell of a pull. That's a hell of a pull.
I actually didn't think about that till right now, till live theater, buddy. Live theater brought it out of me.
And while the riffs are going strong, let me just throw one in over the top right now. Don't sleep on O'Keefe in that scene either. When he's trapped in the bathroom, he's hiding from Judge Smales. He's got Mrs. Smales in the shower, getting her loofah on, and then all of a sudden the kid is trying to pose as Smales. He throws a few of those. maybe one of the most underrated moments of that entire film.
And
But
at one point, when there's a slow week going on, you guys may have to talk about sort of the truncated career of an O'Keefe, which like seemed to be taken off like a rocket ship and then just kind of fizzled out.
Well, okay, so let's delve into that right now. Here's the fascinating thing about O'Keefe. Here's what I know about O'Keefe. That son of a bitch. There's my first profanity of the day. That SOB married Bonnie Blanken Raitt.
Yeah.
So
keep it on the Kennedy Center honors tip. By the way,
no. Oh, I love Bonnie. She's one of the greats of all
time. How
time.
about that Tedeschi Kebmo riff at the Kennedy Center honors on Bonnie Raitt? When
so
they did,
good.
What would they do? That old blues song,
Walking Blues by Robert Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, Kebmo.
Yeah, he's amazing.
You know what? What do you give me for a Grapones? And that was Kebmo.
Oh, yeah. Coming up next, Smoke Two Joints right here. It's Grapone on your Friday Night K-Pop.
1994, Grapone's playing you Kebmo. He is.
By the way, Murph, tell me. So now Creative Tony was just shown the door recently. He was freed back into the wild. They dragged me out of there a year ago. But Murph, when you're walking down the hall, so the listeners that don't know, the old KNBR. We're changing topics already.
No. I'm just saying, bro. You're
yeah. I'm just saying, like when you walk down there now, there's no Creative Tony. There's no K-Fog. It's just like a bunch of dark rooms over there. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're saving on electric bills. I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, hey, somebody asked today, like, who was it? I figured it was like Baggerly or something. And I was like,
nice.
He's like, how you doing? I'm like, how am I doing? I'm like, the key card worked. You know what
I
mean?
It was a good day. It was a good day. I got in the building. Yeah, it was a win.
The last time I
do say there is sort of like a in memoriam feel to the darkened Tony office. It's like I'm gonna go deep pull, and I know I'm probably gonna lose you guys. 1990 Colorado Buffaloes football.
Yeah.
Sal Anisi, their quarterback, tragically passed away, and they made like a shrine out of his locker during the whole season.
Yeah.
So I know it's a very, very, very deep pull. I'm losing everybody.
It's okay.
That's kind of Tony's office is kind of the 1990 Colorado Buffalo. Anybody on YouTube with me on 90 Buffaloes, Sal and Nisi?
Well, you know what's crazy? Well, the crazy thing is, it's one of the rare college football games from that era that I can point to and say, like, I actually remember watching that game, and here's why. That was the year they beat. Did they play Notre Dame in like the national championship that year?
Probably, but see, you got me on that. I wasn't a huge Buffs guy.
Yeah, so I think Colorado beat Notre Dame for their national championship. And that year I was watching because one of my buddies from Jersey went to Colorado. He's a big Buffalo guy, and he was in school when they won their title. So I remember watching that game.
It's party school now, and it's no Kutztown, but it's a party school, dude.
Shout out Brian Eric. By the way,
that was for my guy who I heard is here.
Oh, he's here. He's here,
dude. If Rags is watching today, this is like a big day, dude.
Talk about particles. It's particles.
Yeah. It's like being knighted or like having the Pope's blessing. If you got the Narag, you got both of them, dude. You got 2 for 1.
Wait, we got both.
You got Brian and Rags. They're both watching. Yes.
Wow. At what point does one of those guys make an appearance?
Well, the thing of it is probably sooner than you think, actually. Sooner than you think. Now, Murph, I want to say, if you're on the stream page, go over to the right-hand side of your page and see where it says comments. Click that, and then you can see everybody that's checking in, and they're all like with their it's fun. It's fun.
There you go. Rags is here. There you go.
Christian, I wish I had something better. It's so lame, bro. It's freaking Crystal Light. I wish, dude. So
what flavor, Murph? What flavor?
Grape, dude. I know it's lame. I wish it was freaking. I wish it was freaking alcoholic, dude.
I got to rush in.
I'm just hydrating, Rags.
No, me too. No, I got to rush in and defend Murph on this one because nobody understands that lifestyle and that schedule. Nobody gets it. Everybody thinks it's a big party. Oh, what'd you do last night? Paulie Mac, you were flying around in a helicopter with Tim Lincecum and fighting off groupies. I'm like, not really. I was in bed at 8 o'clock and I was drinking, orange juice, So, dude, I know.
One of the overwhelming things I've seen, because I've seen you a fair number of times in the past year, and every time I see you, you look freaking fantastic.
Oh, thanks. Well, I finally got some sleep. Yeah.
People are like, I'm like, what? Jesus Christ. They're like, that's Paulie. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He looks freaking great. And then I was like, you know why? Because he's not living this hell that I'm living, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, I finally got some sleep, Murph. Like, I've been sleeping like a lunatic for the entire year.
You look like $1 million, buddy. And
thanks, man.
I look like a beaten, bedraggled old man.
Now, Tony,
Murph, I know
good. You had something, Tony.
In the comment section, I just want to give a shout out to Bradley C84, who's asking flat out, Murph, did you get your nap in yet?
Yeah.
Good question.
Come on. Listen, if you're at P1 or anybody, you know the routine, right? It's like the triple like premium times, like noon. Give me like a noon to 12:35.
Right.
Okay? So nothing past. Sometimes, like today, actually, I had to meet a guy. I had to see a guy about some stuff. Don't wait up. Today I had to go a little later, so I am a little off.
Okay.
A little bit of a Fargus Sanka thing. Today was like 1 to 1:35, but of course, dude, never. Bro, if we get to 1:30 or 2, then you're just foregoing the nap that day and you're raw dogging it the rest of the day.
I remember one time years ago, Tony, when we were working on Ticket 1050 and we had Darren Chan as one of our producers. And DC, Darren Chen, he now engineers all the Giant broadcasts you hear on KNBR. But a long time ago, when we were working together doing mornings, one time, Murph, DC fell asleep in the afternoon late. He was taking a late afternoon nap, and he woke up. It was pitch black. He drove to work. He thought it was time for the show. Like, he was so turned around inside out because he woke up.
Remember in Tahoe, my midnight incident?
I do. You're walking down the hall fully dressed. That's amazing. Fully dressed. It was like I
was so disoriented. I had my alarm. We were in Tahoe for Edgewood back when we used to go to Edgewood. Paul.
Yeah.
Well, back in those days, when you actually left the building. I know. Yeah.
But and for some reason, dude, I don't know what happened. My alarm got tweaked, and I woke up at midnight and I never checked the time at all. Just like a freaking robot. Just went to the shower, gelled up. Dude, and as I said, the key part was laced the Asics, dude. Laced up the Asics.
Oh, that's big. That's big.
Grabbed my phone and it said 12:16 a.m.
What am I doing? I got 3 more hours of sleep. Now, before we delve into today's topics with Murph, Tony, because we got a few things, I do want to let Murph know that Murph, I had KNBR Murph pangs going big time a couple days ago because I didn't see the game, but I saw the aftermath of, I think it was UCLA, Michigan. Was that the game? And I saw Cronin in the paper. He's like, here's the problem. The problem is we're soft. You got guys that don't even want to play. He goes, I'll take anybody that just wants to play hard. Like, I was reading that and I'm like, first of all, I love everything this guy's saying. Cronin for life. And then number 2, I was like, dude, I wish I could pick Murph's brain because you were probably revving hot. And how bad was that game where Cronin, because he was pissed.
You can ask Candace. Check with Candace. There was some salt going down in the living room here.
See.
Listen, I don't want to. Listen. There was some serious salt, and I was freaking pissed, dude.
Right.
And then, so Mick is interesting because we've actually played that in the cooler of content because it comes. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this guy's such an asshole! What a prick!"
That's my kind of guy. That's my kind of coach right there.
You and I, we come from that different era. We come from the freaking Thatcher Baker era. You know what I mean?
Dude, I got Bobby Knight throwing chairs across the court. It was a whole different time. Yeah.
Now the catch is, of course, the great wizard would never do that. He was always very calm and composed, but he was an exalted being. Of course, John wouldn't. But the catch is that I spoke about it. Mick speaks like from I called it the id. That we had to do what did young Tony learn because he doesn't know what the id is, right?
Come on, young Tony, you got to brush up now. Brush up, yeah.
Cronin will do this every year. He just speaks like the most and he just tells you everything he thinks about these guys unfiltered. He sucks. He's slow. He's lazy. He doesn't care. He has no passion. And you know what's nuts? It has worked. He's detonated a bomb on his team 2 other times in the past where he just destroys them. And everybody's like, oh, it's the worst coaching of all time. And then slowly they turn it around. So keep an eye. We'll see if we bounce back after the absolute ass shredding from Mick Cronin. By the way, I see the people. Give the people what they want, as Ray Davies once said.
Totally.
They were talking about. So first of all, number 1, I don't know if I get a return engagement. I don't know if I get to be your Terry Garr.
Dude,
dude,
no, I'll take you once a week if you'll have it. I mean, like, yeah.
I don't want to overdo. I don't want to you give them. We got to maybe leave them wanting more. Who knows?
I understand.
Less is more. We'll
suss it out. We'll suss it out. That goes. But I was super sad that I didn't have a cool background, and I was like I was like pathetic. I was like running around, like, what could I do? And I see in the comment section because I actually do. So would this work here?
Oh, shoot, man. There he is. Look at him. By the way, Murph, I don't know if you know this. That's Creative Tony's guy now. Tony.
Oh, believe me. I told you I'm a big fan. I know. I heard all day yesterday. I was swearing to my life. Dude, what is Tony? I mean, but that's, you know what? I told the story today to Curly about Tony. And Tony, I hate to get this. Might get a little too serious too fast.
No, come on, bring it.
No, let's go there.
Sometimes we got to let Tony be Tony, and but then you and I have our side convos, Paulie. See, here we go. It's unfiltered here now.
I know. No, let it fly. Let it fly.
Do you remember when you and I were just absolutely blown away by Mad Men when it hit the scene? We were like, holy shit, this is the greatest show we've ever seen.
Yes.
Ham, it's unbelievable.
I know where you're going. Yes.
Tony was like, I don't like how they treat women in that show.
I was so disappointed. I'm like, that's your takeaway from this great show with Mad Men? I got Terrence Winter from The Sopranos. He's got his hands in. He's writing these great scripts. And I got John Hamm with the role of a lifetime. Here comes Peggy Olson. What a character. And Creative Tony was like, yeah, they weren't nice to the girls.
So what are you going to do? Listen, let Tony be Tony, as we say.
No, you got to. You got to let Tony be Tony.
I will say though, I did return based on your guys' influence, and the show's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the show, I mean, he took a little bit of a hippie turn. He was out there, you know, he's out there meditating in Monterey. He's on the Big Sur coast, and everything was beautiful. Now,
did you guys know he's in that? Just to go, we're going to swerving all over the road here, guys.
Oh, that's the whole point. Let's go.
So how about his appearance now in the past few days? Now he's hit the social media scene. He's lying in bed in that new show that I haven't seen yet because I don't have Paramount Plus, and I don't know if I can handle another streaming service. Where I have to remember a freaking password that I'll forget. That's the other part that got me so pissed about that Michigan game. It was on freaking Peacock, and I couldn't find the freaking password. And I was like, oh. And I was like, to drop so many MFs in front of Rory, and I couldn't. And then, dude, when we finally had to reset my password for Peacock, I turned on. We were down 13-2.
See, I blame Peacock. For the whole loss. Actually,
back to being calm. Paramount Plus new show Landman. People say awesome.
I've heard about this. Yeah.
Paulie, preschool dad Peter, and very trusted coach Clark hit me and said, bro, this show is it. You got to go. And Jerry Jones delivered that freaking cameo that blew people's doors off. It's like, like some of the best acting since like freaking like Duvall and Tender Mercies, dude.
Nice.
It was unbelievable. And it's Ham is in the show.
Nice.
Ham is lying in the hospital bed as Jones drops that incredible heartfelt monologue.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, I'll definitely check that out.
Murph, is it the oil industry? Is that what it is?
Guys, I'm telling you guys, I've had trusted sources say this show is this is the one. This is the new show.
Okay.
I'm on it. Hey,
speaking of shows, real quick before we talk sports down the road, Murph, have you watched season 2 of Bad Sisters yet?
Oh, of course, bro.
Oh, I mean.
Well, you know the whole catch too, dude. Did you know the whole thing was built for me? Is that my guy, your guy, Paulie's guy, Kieran Murphy from Second Captains? Legendary Second Captains. You still have the hoodies, right? You guys?
Yeah, I just
he was wearing it the other day. He had it on the show. Yeah.
He in the final episode, Tone. I know you don't watch, right, Paulie? So in the final episode, when they're waiting in their car, I forget what they were going to dump the body off a cliff.
Yes,
and they're listening to the radio.
Yes.
And they go, oh, this guy's fucking annoying. Turn him off. It was Kieran Murphy.
No!
He voiced that. Yeah, he's the DJ who annoys them in the final scene there. So anyway,
I'll have to go back and listen. But Paulie, Bad Sisters on Apple TV. It's filmed in Ireland. 5 sisters. It's incredible. It's incredible. I can't recommend it enough.
You know what?
I heard you guys going Squid Game too, and I don't have the bandwidth. I'm not a hater. I just don't have the time. So
I understand. I understand. No, that's and you tapped into something I think that's really got to be addressed in the United States of America, which is, can we please just consolidate these goddamn streaming services, put them all in one package? Because it's madness. And now here's an example. Like, we got so fed up in our house. Like, next thing you know, I turned on the TV one day and I was informed, because I was looking for the new Springsteen documentary, and I'm like, oh, this thing's on Hulu. Let me go over to Hulu. And I was informed, oh, I canceled Hulu. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going to see Boss with his Road Diaries, and I hear how great it is. So now, but that's the thing. People are getting to the point of being fed up. They're just cutting cables now. So,
and then you found out because then the Bear is on Hulu, and
and now they're making me watch. Now I got to watch football games on Netflix. Like, it's getting out of control. Like, the whole thing.
The playoff games this weekend is on Amazon Prime.
I know.
Hey, did you guys find during the Christmas holidays that it was almost like football every day, and I didn't know what day it was, and there was so much NFL. I didn't know. Like, wait, the Chiefs are playing again? They just played on Saturday. They're playing again on Christmas.
We woke up every morning and just put on those bowl games, dude. There was freaking the Relia Quest Bowl.
Yes.
You know what? Yes. Let's do this. Since we got Murph, let's talk a little bit about the bowl games, and we'll do a little quick playoff preview, and then I want to give Murph a top 3, Tony's top 3, before we wrap it up today. So, Murph, here's my dilemma. Here's my dilemma. Now, you know me. I went to a tiny little college nobody's ever heard of. So what I do is I attach myself to guys like you. Like, you're a UCLA guy. That Hawkeyes run they had a couple of years ago, like, I threw myself into that. I'm like, I love this vibe. I love Murph. F it. I'm rooting for the Bruins. And by the way, how about the aftermath of Mick Cronin coaching his ass off with Hawkins? Hawkins comes into Chase Center tonight. He's just abusing Schroeder, bro. He's roughing him up. He was roughing his ass up. I'm like, that guy's a decorated veteran. I got this young punk Hawkins in here like flexing, bro. I have such Hawkins envy. I wish we had a guy like Hawkins on the Warriors. I really do.
I knew the moment Pat Riley drafted him.
Oh, perfect fit. Perfect fit. I love it.
By the way, I know I don't want to digress, but Pat Riley to Jimmy Butler, how Mike Corleone was that? He went, get out of my sight.
Totally.
He got Carlo Rossi on him, dude.
I love it.
You don't cross Pat Riley. You just don't do that. That's a bad move. But what I was saying about, and Tony, you know this about me too. Like I attach myself to people that went to big colleges and big programs. So here's my dilemma, Murph. Let's talk about Notre Dame and Penn State. Here's the problem I'm faced with. Half of me wants to pull for Penn State because I have that DePippa tie, and I can't. And DePippa's my guy. He's always going to be my guy. I haven't talked to DePippa in about a year, but he knows where my heart is. My heart is with DePippa. However, on the other side of that coin, now I got to contend with Bryant Young as a fighting Irish. I got to contend with Joe Montana. So how do I negotiate and navigate these waters? I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with my loyalties tonight. Help a brother out.
On top of everything else, Bryant Young's kid is on the Notre Dame team.
Thank you. That's absolutely correct. There's another factor.
Bryce Young, number 30. Yeah.
Did you guys hear about the flu outbreak in the Notre Dame locker room?
I did, and I never know what to make of those things, man. It's
right.
Like,
and I was just like,
like food poisoning and flu outbreaks, like that never happens. Like,
well, though sometimes guys get the flu, like Timmy Lincecum got the flu at Yankee Stadium for the All-Star game. Oh, yeah, I know.
Irish flu.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Was this Montana's back injury? Do you want to go back there?
Well,
whoa. Let's not be.
Hey, remember, Paul, he didn't like Draper either. You know what I mean?
You don't like Draper. You don't like Montana. You got a lot of problems with this kid.
But I was going to put my Steve Young jersey on.
Was that like a 1991-92 swipe there? Is that what that was?
It was. He's got a weird resentment towards Joe. I don't know what it's about.
I don't. I love them both.
Paulie and I just had occasion the other day because it was the anniversary of Joe's game against the Lions, the Monday nighter. And when he came back 92, we had occasion to remember. Every now and then we would say every few months or a couple of years, Paulie, we would talk about the 92 NFC championship.
There he is, just standing over there, totally fully dressed.
Paulie would say over and over again, he's just standing there.
Look at him. I got Montana. Steve Young's in the middle of the field throwing bullseye interceptions to Kenny Norton, like hitting him right in the numbers. And meanwhile,
I can listen. I love Steve, but I can still hear the thud of the ball hitting Norton in the solar plexus.
Those are tough. No, it's like it was tough. And there's Joe just standing there, fully dressed, spotless, in a muddy day. He had no dirt on his uniform.
Anyway,
so what do I do? How do I navigate?
Listen, all love for DePippa, of course. He's right there. I can point to his house right here.
That's my guy, DePips.
Bro, I mean, if you're gonna ask me about those two, 16, 97, I think. I know. I feel like I got to go that way. I really do. Tony, how about you? Where's your heart tonight in this game?
I'm with Notre Dame as well. I don't know anybody that is affiliated. Remember we did the Penn State break, Jair Brown and who else from Penn State that played for the Niners? We were trying to go through.
Anthony Adams was a Penn State Nittany Lion.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Fullback Michael Robinson was one, I believe.
Oh yeah,
shout out number 43. Good. He was good. I like Michael Robinson.
I will say this, and by the way, we get to me in a second. I was just advising Paulie. I might have different feelings on this, but that said, since you asked, and Tony, you're not a DePippa guy like Paulie is, but are you an RC Davis guy?
I am a Dizzle guy. I love Dizzle. I was thinking about him. I went on a run earlier before today, like around noon. And first of all, the particles were flying because the last song that came on my Apple Music Shuffle was The Unforgettable Fire. And I'm like, okay, this is because Murph's coming on. Speaking of particles, that was the last song that came on. And then I started thinking about RC Davis. I'm like, wow, God, do I root for Penn State for RC Davis? So I call him Dizzle. And he's the only guy I know, so I could go Dizzle's route. I could.
I have been the recipient through the years of the text from. I didn't know he went by Dizzle, by the way.
No, I think that's he and I just have a little thing.
The only thing he'll send you just the all caps. We are.
That's
the thing. He'll just hit me like every now and then. If he's listening through the years, Paulie, if you and I just made a casual riff on Penn State, my phone would buzz at 8:14 in the morning with just a "We are." So he's fired up tonight. Now for me, I am like you, Paulie. I obviously DePippa and everything. And I got love for him and all that. And Notre Dame, it's funny. I mean, Murphy, McCaffrey, you'd think we should have gone that way.
Right.
I got into that a little bit. Like, hey, yeah, it's kind of cool. They're the Fighting Irish,
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
That's cool and all. But, I never went all in on ND. I just kind of enjoyed their whole vibe and went to a game there in 2006. But I think tonight I actually picked Penn State plus 1.5.
Okay.
It's a tough pick.
It
both,
is.
They're both very compelling stories. But I actually think you know what got me was the second. Actually, we're actually talking football here for a second.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I know. Yeah.
You know what got me was the second half of the Big Ten championship game when they were getting blown out by Oregon. They came roaring back.
They did.
I thought, and when they were getting blown out early, I was like, weak chokers. James Franklin has no guts, no balls, no spine. He'll never do it. Dude, they came all the way back. They almost won that freaking game.
Yep.
And I was like, whoa. And then I thought like SMU could come in and maybe mess with them a little bit.
Yeah.
They blew their doors off.
Yeah, there was no contest.
And then Boise State, I was like, well, you never know. Nope, they blew them out there.
Yeah.
And I know Franklin's a choker, and he could very well choke it tonight. I'm not betting my life on it, but you're making me make a pick on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm taking Penn State plus 1.5.
Okay. I like Notre Dame. I like the way Notre Dame plays. I like how physical they are. They really take it to you off the line of scrimmage, and I like that. I like that bruiser ball they play. Real quick, Murph, on tomorrow, not like where is your heart in this game, but I would just say, who do you like? Ohio State, Texas. You too, Creative. Let's start with Creative Tony. Ohio State, Texas. Here we go again. I got Dante Whitner on one side and Longhorns. Wait a minute. Longhorn Niners, Murph. Do I want to say R.W. McCorders? Or am I off? Was he a Longhorn?
He might have been.
Was he Oak State?
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
But
I guess my point is, I don't have a Niner Longhorn to pull out of the hat right away. Do you, Murph? Do you have any?
Didn't what's this? Didn't Colt McCoy suit up once or twice?
Bro, you know what? I'll take it.
Actually,
we'll take that. Or help us
by
out in the
the way,
comments
the
line.
comment line points out your guy, the bearded 6-11 head coach of your Niners, Kyle Shanahan, and by the way, I also noticed. Did you know Dangerous Dan is in the comments?
What's up, Danny? I love to see that kid. Nice.
Yeah, Danny.
He quoted Ridgemont High. He says, "Don't."
No, we got. Look at this. I got Baby Huey. I got Dominic. I got Naomi's out there again. I love these guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. We're kind of light on true Texas Longhorn Niners.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Kyle and Colt McCoy.
Yeah,
there are two states I don't really like, though. It's Texas and Ohio. So it's
Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio. I mean, I start right there.
Ohio is it their recent electoral map? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then, but I do like that Texas is in the UT is in Austin. So,
hey, well, there's a couple things about Ohio. Let me rush to Ohio's defense real quick. One, Springsteen wrote a great tune about Youngstown, Ohio. It's on Goes to Tom Joe. Check out Youngstown. Great track.
And I'm going to interrupt right now. Youngstown, Ohio. Did you guys watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremonies the other night?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know who's from Rock? You know the band that Paulie Mac. I was sitting next to you in the Oakland Coliseum Arena, and when they finished their set, I said, Van Halen has to answer Cool McGinnis.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so there's more.
Go ahead.
There's more. So now we got Cool and the Gang. I got Springsteen writing about Ohio. I got Dave Chappelle living there. Creative Tony. I got the DeBartolos now. I got Eddie D, the Grand Poobah himself. He's dropping stakes in Ohio. So
I mean, that kind of settles it. That kind of settles it for me.
See, I just wanted to defend Ohio.
Yeah. I'm not all in on either squad. I mean,
right. Same.
I've never really been. So I wish I had a hotter take for you.
Yeah.
Who I prefer. I'm when the game will start. Usually I find what happens when the game starts, all of a sudden I find myself cheering for one team or the other. Right now, I'm not there. I mean, to be honest, actually, if you really, I might Texas because Chip Kelly is freaking is the O coordinator for Ohio State, and
right.
More swear words, but you know what? F Chip Kelly.
No, I'm with you on that. No, F Chip Kelly. Thanks for that 1-in-15 season or whatever.
So you know what? Yeah. I just live on the air, just at a moment. Give me Texas.
There you go.
Dude, and I've said this before, Murph, like when I met you years ago. I don't know if you remember this, because like when I met Murph, I really wasn't watching much college football, hardly any. And I remember sitting in our old office, the old Frank Dill office at the old KNBR building on Hawthorne. And one day, I don't know how this came up, but I was like, you know what, Murphy, you were at your desk. I was at my little desk, and I go, yeah, I really dig the, and I still do. I go, I really dig the Texas fight song. because it's got that killer trombone line that boom, bam, boom, bam, 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 bam. And I was like, I wasn't a big college football expert, but I was like, that's a badass fight song. I mean, that's a good. You got to give it up.
Is it the Eyes of Texas? Come
on, Tony, jump in on this.
Now, that said, the one thing I will counter with, and I am a sucker for this, I am a sucker for the pageantry of college football.
Yeah.
The dotting of the I in Ohio, I think, is tremendously badass. It's one of my favorite traditions. Dude, the guy, have you seen the guy where he's the tuba guy?
Yeah.
He's freaking, I'm going to do this. He's freaking
nice.
High stepping.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
High stepping.
Dude, very good. I like the physical comedy.
You guys watch that guy high step his ass off, dude. He's got those little spats on with the white and the black, you know?
Nah, he's a pimp. That guy's a pimp.
Yeah. Really high, the tuba's going boom, boom, and then he hops down and the crowd goes crazy. So I'll give them that.
That tuba player, that tuba. Yeah.
But again, F Chip Kelly.
I'm with you on
Chip
that.
Kelly, and look at this
All
though. The
around.
Texas Fight song is the official. Texas Fight is the official fight song, written by Colonel Walter S. Honeycutt in collaboration with James E. King, then director of the Marlin High School Band, and I believe it was written in 1917.
I'll tell you what, don't look at a General Honeycutt's resume because you'll probably wind up canceling that song. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
totally.
God only knows what General Honeycutt was up to when nobody was looking.
I think we can cancel the Colonel right here, right now.
Yeah, that's the end. That's enough of Honeycutt. He's out.
Colonel's, by the way, Colonel's a great rank, like to just kind of drop on someone. Like I want to start like that's a good one to see him in the hallway. Hey, what's up, Colonel? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And not only that, but Murph, since you're here, we got to open this door as well. Now, this is kind of riffing that Murph and I did for 18 years together. If you're going to talk Colonels, we're going to have to swing the camera over to Boogie Nights because we had to jail the Colonel in Boogie Nights. We had to jail his ass. He had a fondness for some illegal activity.
Okay.
Yeah. The Colonel, dude.
Colonel, okay, I got you Mount Colonel Moore right now.
Nice.
Okay,
Mount Colonel Moore. Beautiful.
Boogie Nights Colonel.
Yep.
All right, we're going with Texas Fight Song Colonel.
That's
right?
two. That's two.
We're going with Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Of course, that's a given. That's a given. Yep.
And then we got to go Colonel Mustard from the game Clue. Is that
Colonel Mustard,
dude. Yes.
Yep.
I'll take Colonel Mustard. That's a nice pull right there. I didn't know you were going to go for number 4, but that was good. Yeah.
Anyway, so Texas by 1, but you know, I'm just kind of enjoying it's 5 straight nights of football, right? Tonight.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Tomorrow, Texas, Ohio State, and then you go football. Although we were talking about this, how do you feel about the NFL playoffs without the Niners?
I hate it. No, I hate it.
I'm
also.
I know we all hate it. We hated the season, but I mean, like, honestly, how's your interest level?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm interested because I like the Lions. I am rooting for the Detroit Lions. I'd love to see them finish this journey that they're on. They really give me a lot of whiffs of the early 80s Niners in that they kind of came from nothing. They came out of nowhere, and they had that great year last year. They were knocking on the door. This year, I hope they go through it. I'd love to see them win the whole thing. So, Murph, I'm excited about the playoffs. On one hand, like, it is nice to have no stress during the playoffs because when the Niners are playing, dude, I'm pacing around. I'm sweating like a pig. It's like it's not a pleasurable experience a lot of the time. Niners in the playoffs, I'm a mess. So in that sense, like, I'm happy to chill, throw up my feet, maybe roll one up, watch some balls. Should be a lot of fun. But in the back of my mind, my heart hurts and my heart hurts for the whole season. Dude, that was a horrible season of Niner ball. It was awful. Like, I mean,
I don't know if you want to go there or at a future visit, we can go there. But by the way, Rags checks in. Anyone but Philly.
Yeah, right.
No, Rags ain't having the Eagles. No, of course.
We need the soundbite. We need the soundbite. You're the Eagles.
We won one Super Bowl. Yeah.
And no Chiefs either. Can we just? I'm rooting so hard against the Chiefs and the Eagles, so that's why Bills.
By the way,
Lions,
I'm wondering about this.
Go.
Do you think? And I guess we experienced this with the Brady Patriots, but do you think the way Mahomes and the Chiefs are ruling the roost is how everyone felt about when we were running the show with 16 and the Niners?
Well, it's a good question. Yeah, probably.
Do you think that's what we did to America? We're just sick of us.
Probably. But here's the difference. Yes, to answer your question, I would say yes. There's probably a lot of people that hated the Niners. Were always in the mix, always in NFC title games, if not winning the bowl. So yeah, people get burnt out on that. I get it. We saw that happen with the Golden State Warriors. But Murph, what I will say is it's easier to dislike the Chiefs and Mahomes, and here's why. Like, you look at the 49ers in that era of football, like take that Philly game we love in 89, for example. I think Montana got sacked 8 blanking times in the first half. Okay, 8 times in the first half. What does he do? He doesn't complain to the refs. He gets up, doesn't even complain in the huddle, and then he winds up throwing 4 touchdown passes to win a game. Now, I would like to see Mahomes sacked 8 times in one half and not completely unravel. He's never really been hit like that. So to me, it's easier to dislike the Chiefs because Mahomes has never taken a beating. Joe got his ass kicked every Sunday. Yeah. Every Sunday, Joe was getting his ass kicked, and he still got up and found a way to win. So until I can see that from Mahomes, I got no love, you know?
Dude, you know my guy, Bob McKittrick, near and dear to my heart. And he remember he said, I talked to him about that game once. He said, Brian, I went to Joe at halftime. He was lying on this table, stretched out in pain. And
I love this. I
apologized to him. I said, Joe, I owe you a sincere apology. And this is on me, and we're going to try to fix this, but this is on me, Joe.
Yeah. No. I mean,
Bob McKittrick, who, by the way, they still give out an award named after him, and they gave it to Jake Brendel this year, which caused a lot of the haters to lose their minds.
I was surprised too. Yeah,
O-line vote. I mean, the O-line voted on it, so it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows, the guy on Twitter, or freaking Trent Williams and Dom.
By the way, also in the comparison you're making, Murph, or asking about the comparison, Montana wasn't in your face the way, and Walsh weren't in your face the way Reed and Mahomes are.
What are you talking like Fumble Rooski?
What do you mean?
That? Yeah.
Social media commercials or what?
Just all of it. Yeah, the commercials. I can't watch a football game without getting Reed and Mahomes and Kelsey. And enough of the Kelseys. I'm done with the Kelseys.
Yeah, I'm a little burnt too.
Did you watch did you guys watch the Jason Kelsey Friday night talk show?
No.
I did not. I did not. How was it? Did you?
No, bro.
No. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad. No, good. Don't.
That's good. That's a good 0 for 3. Yeah, that's good.
Totally.
Hey, so by the way, real quick, we forgot, just to go back to the Colonel thing, we forgot one Colonel. Okay. And I gotta share this this guy right here, Colonel Nathan R. Jessup.
Oh, nice, dude. 100%.
Come on.
100%. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
By the way, who do you guys think? Does he win that scene over Cruz? Does he?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think he does. Yeah, I think he does. Yeah.
Come on.
And I mean, listen, guys, and I'll stand by this flick, a recent flick. It's not a dated reference from our old boss's favorite thing, Paulie, our dated references.
Oh, he knows those. Yeah. There's no expiration date on this show.
Come on, man. Come on,
no expiration date.
I stand with, and I understand the criticism. I understand, but I ride with the Baz Luhrmann Elvis flick. All right. The most recent Elvis flick with Austin, whatever.
I stand with it too. I liked it too.
So we left out the ultimate freaking lunatic, Colonel Tom Parker.
Of course. Yeah, the Colonel Parker. What a nightmare that guy was. He kind of single-handedly ruined Elvis's head. Like, he wouldn't let him out of the country. He wouldn't let him go on. Yeah, like those guys wanted to.
You go by Elvis's grave, you can thank Colonel Tom Parker for that.
I know. It sucks. It sucks. And you're right. We've had to expand now. So our Rushmore now has 6 colonels, and we might not be done.
I want to keep Parker off. He's a lunatic. But by the way, I really like the Colonel thing, which causes yet another digressionary anecdote.
Digress all day. Let's go.
And I got one after Murph. Yeah.
Hey, Murph, like I said on Twitter, the rules are there ain't no rules.
True story. Whatever you want to do.
Rankings as a greeting, like, what's up, boss? What's up, chief?
Yeah.
How you doing, Colonel?
Yeah.
So it's 1988 or 89. I'm in Las Vegas with the UCLA Daily Bruin retreat. We had one.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so we wound up in a cab going to the Crazy Horse, right?
Yeah.
And we were, had a couple, and my buddy Sully, Captain Chaos, the man who co-wrote Delta Farce, right?
No question.
By the way, freaking prayers up, bro, to LA right now.
I know. It's terrible. I know we all have connections.
He's
down there.
He's in Santa Monica. He's right next to it. It's like we always say, Paulie, we had to do these shows with amidst these tragedies. It's like we're just a distraction.
That's it. Yeah. Even if we can offer like a 45 to an hour minute break from that kind of depression, we're glad to have you. And I know, dude, it's heartbreaking. It's so devastating to see. I can't. It's hard to even wrap my head around it, Murph. To be honest,
you got people down there. I got people down there. Everybody's got Tony's got people down there. Everybody's got people down there. We're all Californians, and we're all Americans. So I can't believe I'm going to go from that to this anecdote.
Okay, well, sometimes you got to springboard.
Go.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to turn the
We're out of
page.
the cab, and this old guy walks out in a Navy uniform, and my buddy Sully, without missing a stride, holding an open container,
Yeah.
slaps him on the shoulder and says, "Hey, Admiral, how was the show?"
How'd he take it? How'd the guy take it?
Kept walking into the club.
Yeah. Incredible.
It's one of those moments in time that always hit me. Just out of the cab, open containers,
Hey.
midnight. Out comes this Navy guy, slaps it. "Hey, Admiral, how was the show?"
Yeah, nice. Shout out Sully, man. Keep it real down there, man. Yeah. Now, before we go to Tony's top 3, I want to ask Murph just because we didn't get to talk Niners all year, man. I hated that. And I want to ask you about Verlander. So let's do
I wanted to ask Murph about Verlander.
Okay, go.
Sure.
You go first, Tony. Go first.
Gotta leave him wanting more, boys. I can't.
No question. We're gonna wrap in 10. Yep.
But I'm not thrilled about the Verlander thing, and except for maybe leadership and tutelage, and that just, I don't know, being a mentor. But I don't know. It's not. It is what it is. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. You know what I mean? It's not a franchise-changing deal. It's not meant to be a franchise-changing deal. Like Willie Adames is a franchise-changing deal. Guys in here. So clearly, I don't know if we've gotten the true story on Corbin Burns. I'm not sure how deep, whether it was the opt-outs that caused him to back out, or whether Greg Johnson said, "We ain't spending that," or whether Buster said, I got to get the feeling Buster didn't want to do a 2-year opt-out, because a 2-year opt-out is just a 2-year deal. Corbin Burns is going to opt out after 2 years because he's going to get more money in 2 years, because as we see, the market is just exploding every year, right? Right.
So did you want him for just 2 years? I wonder if Buster was like, I'm trying to build something more lasting here.
Yeah.
Whereas Farhan did all those 1-year opt-outs, and look what we got, just a revolving door and all that stuff. And so, I mean, believe me, I'm not happy that Corbin Burns signed with the Diamond. I'm upset. So to me, it is what it is. It's just a 1-year guy who can eat innings so that these young kids.
That's what I said.
Birdsong, Landon Roop, those 3 guys in particular, and then behind them, Keaton Wynn, Mason Black, Carson Wisenhunt, that they can onboard maybe a little easier and not have to throw 180 innings, So that's what I see it as. And you know what, let's be honest, here's the positive spin. He's a star, man. He's cool. Like Paul, I heard you saying
yeah.
He's cool. Like if you're going to the yard and Verlander's pitching, you're kind of psyched, right?
Oh, dude, he got a Hall of Fame arm. He's one of the best arms of this. Yeah.
The perv level on Kate Upton is out of control.
It's through the roof.
Dude, our freaking text line that day, and so, dude, I was like, bros. I mean, listen, I look at what's wrong with being sexy, Paulie? Right? We like them. We like pretty girls. We all like them, but man, people are perving out on Kate Upton.
I said go ahead, Paul. I said to Paulie, I said, I want Kate Upton to throw first pitch. Can I be that guy?
You're a perv just like everyone else.
I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy.
I can't believe I'm out here having to police you fools, because last night I went on Larry Krueger's show and he brought it up. He brought up Verlander, and now we're talking about Verlander, and the comments line exploded with all these dirty takes, and I'm like, you guys are freaking animals. Hands off Kate Upton. Yeah.
Hey, was Krug perving out?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. He might have been. I don't know what's going on under that desk. You know what I mean? Who knows? Hey, a couple more things for Murph. So Verlander. And by the way, Murph, should the Giants even pursue Pete Alonso? Is that something they should?
Well, I mean, no, I mean, if he wants. So here's the deal. I mean, Bryce Eldridge is the guy, right? And so maybe in a year he's your opening day starter in 2026.
Yeah.
So the first base deal, it's like a very tricky thing. You want to thread the needle and have somebody be there for him. But Alonso, I think, wants more than a 1 or 2 year deal, right? Doesn't he want a 3 or 4 or 5 year
I would
deal?
think so. Yeah.
So, of course I'll take him. And you have to tell him, hey, listen, you could be our first baseman for the next year and a half, and then be a DH or whatever. Yeah. But of course, dude, who wouldn't want Alonso? But, it's the only question. Is he blocking Bryce Eldridge? Is Bryce? I mean, well, listen, we're sort of anointing Bryce Eldridge as
that's the thing.
He's locked. He's going to be the next Will Clark.
Yeah, right.
But, so, yeah, of course I want him. And we talked to Baggerly today and said, what do you think is on the number 1 on the grease board for Buster? And he said a bat.
Yeah. Murph, did you happen to see Will Clark's rant the other day on
Which
Twitter
one?
About hitting? About
Dude,
it was
the rant today. Yeah.
Oh,
but yes. Yes, I did. Dude, he was preaching to the choir. I mean, Randy Wynn's been giving good interviews about the stuff we want to hear.
Yeah.
He's bringing up the B word, buddy. Squaring to bunt.
Nice.
Bring it back.
Nice.
Bring it back. I'm
when
small
we had
ball
him
for
on
life.
in November, he got me so freaking lathered up that at the end of the interview, I was like, I was like, Randy, man, we're gonna have a squeeze play on opening day.
Yeah, right. Well, boys, let's do it like this. We got a few minutes left in today's show, so let's introduce Tony's top 3. We'll bounce those off Murph, and I want to let everybody know tomorrow, once again, we're going to be broadcasting at 12 noon. Murph, we're calling it high noon for obvious reasons.
I mean,
meet us at high noon
you guys
tomorrow.
mentioned that Sweet Leaf was what brought you guys together.
True story. Yeah, true story.
I think one of your favorites was my cough into Sweet Leaf.
There's no question. No, I went to that thing probably a little bit too much because I would wonder sometimes. I don't know if the audience likes this as much as I do, but I can't get enough of Murph coughing over Sweet Leaf.
Everybody's got their pet favorites, and that was yours. That was
no question. No, it's so great. I can laugh now just thinking about how that sounded. Creative Tony,
who built that one? Tony or Shannon?
Creative Tony.
Yeah.
That was Creative Tony.
You guys took. I did one of my obvious. I was like, I made like some point. I was like,
yeah. It went right down to Tony's studio, which is now blackened, by the way, with the lights.
All right, so high noon tomorrow. I understand the deal. Will you guys be actually burning on air?
I don't think so. I don't think I want to go down that road. At least, Murph, not until I get a couple of sponsors. Maybe then I'll start getting loose. But until I get some sponsors, no.
Sounds like Nice Guys might want to sponsor you too. Right?
I'd love to have them. I'd love Nice Guys. Come on, driver delivery. In fact, I might be placing an order tomorrow. I'll have that conversation with them before the weekend. So, Creative Tony,
all the time. We got to leave them wanting more, buddy.
Dazzle us with the production open of Tony's top 3.
Top 3. Tony's top 3.
Wait! I need 3.
I agree.
Top 3.
Okay, now it's official. Now it's official. It's time for Tony's top 3, where Tony presents us with a variety of topics, 3 topics, and we'll just react straight from the hip. So, Tony, what do you got for us today?
Well, so Murph, we were talking yesterday, Paulie and I, about watching Steph wander kind of like aimlessly in the corner of Chase Center, and it was one of the most depressing moments of in Steph's career. And I feel like that was the reaction I had to that was I had so much sadness,
a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow.
Him. Yeah, and I feel like we're letting the greatness of Steph kind of slip away, right? And so Paulie and I were talking, and I Paulie, this is for you too.
Yeah.
I saw this on Twitter today or on X, whatever we're calling it. And I said, wow, that's very interesting. Cause I know KD's not happy in Phoenix. Would you be interested in a trade to bring KD back to kind of make one last like push this season and maybe next season for the Dubs and Curry?
Murph.
I mean, dude, we got like 4 minutes. This is definitely a way bigger topic than like a 30-second answer for sure. But and I've been torn on this whole thing because I want to support Dunleavy. I kind of had this feeling like he was sort of a slender gangster. Like I loved how he blew out Jordan Poole right away.
Yeah.
All this. And then I thought he had balls to get rid of Clay. I mean, that's the kind of thing Bill Walsh would have done, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of liked how he assembled this whole like versatile wing deep squad led by DeAnthony Melton and everything, but man, oh man, is it taking a turn. I love the Schroeder trade. Dude, Schroeder dropped 31 on the Warriors.
I love Schroeder.
Came here and he's just been an absolute freaking lost soul.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and I'll just say, and we could just revisit it another day, but I just got a little beef with like wasting Curry's window.
Yeah.
You ready for this? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
4 NBA championships is elite.
It is.
Elite NBA history. And we are so greedy. We're like, you should have won 2 or 3 more, man. It's like, well, that's not how the world works. Clay got old. Steph got a little older. The CBA came out to crunch Joe Lacob and prevent him from spending. So would you blow the whole thing? If you do that, and I'm open to it. If you do that, you're understanding that in about 2 years, it's the Cohan.
It's going to be
in 2 years, Chase Center is going to look like Creative Tony's old studio. You know what I mean? With all the lights out and the drapes are drawn, it would be a strong resemblance. All right, Tony, move on to Tony's top 3.
And real quick though, Murph. Yeah, we'll get to number 2, but Murph, I feel like I pull my son Dom, and I'm like, Dom, Curry's on tonight. Grab the popcorn. We need to watch. No matter who they're playing or who, just because I feel like there will never be. It's like he's like a Joe, you know, and he's like, and it's just,
and he has been. I mean, it's not like it's been wasted at all. I mean,
true.
He's achieved Joe status.
Yeah,
no, he has.
It's like when you get that taste, though, you just want.
You know how many Joe won?
Yeah,
this many. You know how many Steph won? This many. You know how many Ronnie won? This many, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
How many-
let's make sure we shout out Mike Wilson if we're talking 4. Mike Wilson's a guy nobody ever mentioned. Yeah.
Your friend of mine, 58 now. Come on.
Yeah,
By the
Keena
way-
too. No, Keena too. These are the guys that never get mentioned. It's all about Joe and Ronnie. I'm like, hey, dude, don't sleep on 85. Mike Wilson.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
the original 85 before Vernon Davis or George Kittle.
Yeah.
So, okay, second one, Murph. Tony's top 3. We're in number 2 now. How much? And again, we probably should have started this earlier because it's a loaded question. But how much is too much for Brock Purdy to pay? How much is too much?
That's a good question.
Man, oh man.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I know.
See, this gets into this is the part of being a sports fan I hate, and I've said this a million times. I hate like salaries and contracts. None of us became a sports fan to negotiate salary cap numbers.
No, definitely not.
Worth this or that. He's worth this. Like, do I have any idea what Joe Montana made any year of his career? I have no idea.
No.
None. But this is the world we live in now because it's 24/7, 365, and it's in our face all the time. And this is now everybody's an expert too, by the way.
Everybody.
Everybody knows because it gets into the salary cap, and I don't know what they can do in terms of front loading or back loading.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys. So he, to be honest, guy, we can do this, but he did not. I said this like in August. I was like, I'll be very interested to see how Brock plays this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, come on, he's fine. I was like, no, just be interested to see. And now without McCaffrey, without Ayuk, I get it. It's the whole
all that,
without even freaking Elijah for you. Don't forget about Elijah.
Yeah, no, I missed 25. I know, I missed my guy. Yeah.
So anyway, I in an ideal world, he would understand that he should not be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL because he's not the best paid quarterback.
He's not.
In the NFL.
No,
but it doesn't matter because we live in this world. I compare it to Bay Area real estate all the time. They're like, "What'd you pay for that house?" You're like, "I paid 1.6." They're like, "For that?"
Right.
Like, dude, you have no storage. The parking sucks. It's like, I know, but I had to get the house, right?
Yeah.
So that's NFL quarterbacks. You can't let them go. You can't start all over again.
No.
But I would love for him to be, listen, I don't mean to be, stereotypical here about the man's personal beliefs, but I believe he's a follower of JC.
Shout out JC.
Yep.
Sure.
I'd ask Brock, what would JC ask for?
Right. JC would ask for a barrel of fish and move on. Yeah. You're like, hey, you know what? We're all going to eat tonight. It's a great day. He comes in with the fish. Awesome. He's got the wine. You know what I mean? Like he's just taking care of his people.
That's good.
Feed the people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Got to feed the people. Everybody sit down. Drink this. It's my blood. All right,
so
Tony.
I just tell you guys that crazy story about those Christian Hells Angels at that Burger King in Westwood. Remember that?
Give it to me again. Again.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Reprise.
Remember this one? The burger, or it was a Taco Bell in Westwood, in like
even better.
And my then girlfriend Monica, she was going back to San Diego State that day, so it was already depressed. We were probably having a fight, and we were at Taco Bell, and these Christian bikers came in. And
nice.
They were and they had like crosses and leather and everything.
Yeah.
And these two heavy-set Christian bikers sat near us, and I'll never forget this. They go, "What are we going to do about Brother Michael?"
Man.
And he goes, well, Brother Sam, it's like I tell you, the eye of man always wants more.
What?
I was sitting there going, damn, this guy's dropping science over here, man.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah. Shout out Brother Michael. I hope he got it right.
As much as we want him to play for a barrel of fish, he might be going like Brother Michael Christian Eggman. Give me some more, man.
Yeah. Shout out Brother Michael. I hope he's on the road to recovery.
Is there a chance that Purdy says, like, I appreciate this team, taking a chance on me, and so I'll work with you, and I'll take something lower because he is.
You know what Brock Purdy's agent would say to you? Why don't you do that, Tony?
Yeah,
why don't you do that? Hey, Tony, it's such a great idea. Why don't you do that?
Yeah, here, take some of my money back. I don't need this. Yeah, right.
I mean, what would what's his face say? God, I blank it. What was Gene Simmons' character? What was he? The serpent? The snake?
No, he's the demon. The demon. Yeah.
What would the demon say?
I would say anybody that doesn't like money is a liar. This is Gene Simmons from Kiels.
No, Gene Simmons will preach the virtues of being a rich man. He loves to throw
that in your face. What would Gene Simmons tell Brock Purdy to do?
I would tell Brock Purdy to ask for twice as much. And you can sign up right now at kissonline.com.
But also, couldn't you say, hey, Brock, do you want protection? Do you want to have money to spend on the O-line to get protection?
That's not my problem. That's your problem. Give me my money.
My God, because I feel like Brock Purdy will be fantastic with time in the pocket and protection. But if you're not going to...
Listen, guys, the other option is the Niners could play serious hardball and just say, hey, you have a contract next year. Go play.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
But
that is
you know what's crazy is it's all changed in that these guys now won't step on the field unless they get their final year extended. Like
I
IU,
know.
you know?
I know. It's getting really frustrating too. It seems like that happens every year now, where there's Trent Williams or Ayuk or Debo 2 years ago. It's like enough is enough.
We were doing this show all year. I told you guys from the Super Bowl hangover written all over.
Yeah.
All over. From the moment Dre Greenlaw went down with the Achilles to the Ayuk holdout to every bad vibe possible. And we don't even need to get into my feeling when Geno Smith trotted into the end zone that day on that last play of that game. See, one of the worst moments of my 49er life. But we talked long, buddy. We got to leave him. We got to get him out, right?
Let's hit him with number 3, T. And
okay,
wrap.
number three, and now number 3 is always it's gonna be like a non-sports or it's gonna be out of nowhere.
Yeah, like
so
a Lufa thing. Yeah.
Yesterday
it's
was
question.
It's the
Shout out
Lufa.
Hans
So, yeah.
Lufa. Yeah.
Yesterday was a bar of soap or liquid soap. Today,
What do you got?
only because this happened to me last night, and I just bed sheets. Okay.
Bet sheets.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have a down comforter on our bed.
Good for you.
And my wife,
Okay.
Megan, shout out Megan, she loves sheets, right? And so we have a comforter and then a sheet and then the bed, then the fitted sheet.
I would say
over,
that's like a
right?
standard kind of setup. You got your blanket, your sheet, and then your mattress. Yeah, that's your standard setup. Go ahead.
I couldn't be more anti free flowing sheet. The fitted sheet, of course, over the mattress.
What do you mean? Talking
But
about like tucking the sheet in or letting it?
No,
like,
no,
I'm
no.
not sure.
I just don't want a sheet. I want the
Wow.
fitted
You just
sheet
sleep it
on
like
the bed.
So you're going like sleepover. You partied too hard. Spending the night at someone's house. Just give me a comforter and I'll hit the
Give me a
couch.
comforter. I don't need the sheet.
Well, this is coming from a guy again. This
Way
is from
too deep in the hour for you to, because you have struck an absolute gusher here, buddy. You've hit a wildcat gusher.
So,
This is both of my kids, for
yes.
some reason, are freaking absolutely zero tolerance, no sheets.
Same.
Wow. Tony.
Same. Same.
They just want the freaking blanket. They just want the freaking blanket. And I'm like, you're animals. You're freaking animals.
No, that's like a savage. Yeah.
This is a society. I'm like, get the sheet. They're like, we don't want the sheet. And Candace supports them. She supports
Ooh.
them.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
see,
I
Megan's
like my
fighting the
sheets.
good.
I'm a sheet guy. I like to have a nice sheet.
And I tell them, the sheet is a cooling agent. It's supposed to cool you.
It's
Yes.
a cool. Not only that,
Nah.
but it also keeps all the bacteria and fungus on Creative Tony's torso off the blanket because now you got that buffer of a sheet. You can wash the sheet. I don't got to wash the comforter every week, but I'll wash my sheet. But if you're going bare skin on comforter, there's all kind of bacteria. There's probably all kind of like little, bed bugs running around in there. It's probably a cesspool of bacteria. I'm just throwing that out there. That's
Well,
what the
I mean,
sheet-
Murph.
Do you still put your books in orange milk crates too, dude? What do you
Nice, nice, nice.
Can you be an adult? Can you grow up and be an adult?
I like
Murph,
sheets.
My
I'm a
kids
sheet
too.
guy. Yeah.
My kids too. Anti-sheet and like they just won't have it. And so
I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Megan is fighting the fight and she keeps putting the sheet back on the bed. I'm like,
Megan's
ends up in a
Megan's
ball.
Megan's
Ends up in a
the
ball.
civilized person in that household.
That's right.
And-
It's a bunch of savages. Yeah.
This whole generation's gone to hell because when I brought up the bar soap, liquid soap thing today at work, all the kids, and that's all I work with now, these children,
Right.
they all are liquid soap. They're all
Oh,
liquid
boo!
soap.
See,
all-
of course, yeah. And they probably
And now they're all not using sheets, and there's,
they threw their sheets away. They drive to the store on their scooter to buy their liquid soap. It's
dude,
terrible.
without sheets, how would you even know the phrase Egyptian cotton?
Yeah,
Right?
Dude.
but it-
Okay.
and by the way,
Fair.
when you
That's
think
fair.
about, and last comment, this is the final comment of the day. When you think about Godfather 1, Murph, and when they got to go out to Waltz and take the horse head and put it in his bed, the first thing you see are the bloody silk sheets. And I've always been fascinated. I'm like, damn, silk sheets, that looks pretty high end. And I've never had silk sheets. But I mean, you're not pulling that scene off without sheets. I'll tell you that right now.
In Tony's version of The Godfather, Cobble was like, pour some blood on the comforter.
Yeah,
right. And they're like, we can't see it. It doesn't really show on the comforter. Tony's like, doesn't matter. No sheets. No sheets.
And just to respond,
ruin the scene, Paulie.
That's what I'm saying. That's all. You got to keep them off the set. Yeah.
I wanted to just shout out all the people commenting all show long. Thank you so much. But I want to say I saw this multiple times. Murph, do you still nap with your shoes on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, of course
All right.
he does. That's Murph's got to be Murph. You got to use no sheets. You got to let Murph wear.
I've said this a million times. If you take your shoes off in the middle of the day, you're tapping out. You're tapping out.
That's true. That is true. That's true.
Because then when you get up, what do you get putting on? Slippers?
Yeah, here we go.
But
That's a whole other conversation. Yeah.
Okay, well then in relation to the sheet, then do you have your feet dangling outside of the sheet?
I nap above the comforter. It's not, believe me, it's not
fascinating.
Favorite.
Okay, so you don't
I
even
love
get.
that my shoes are at the bottom of the comforter, but it's a concession she makes just because marriage and how to do this stuff.
Hey, I just want to say, Murph, you know how much I love you, dude. It's beyond words, and I'm so glad to just share the mic with you today. It's great to be back. We'll definitely do this again. There's no question. This is one of many. Creative Tony, show off to Murph with our fancy outro music. Show him how we do it on Paulie Match Particles. By the way, shout out to Rob B for our intro and outro music, and thank you to all of y'all on the comments line. I really do love you guys. We're going to incorporate you a lot more in the future. We'll see you tomorrow. And it goes on with you. I will say that as we delve into 2025. Peace and love, y'all. Love you, Murph. Love you, Creative Tony.
Murph, thank you so much, man. We love you, buddy.
Give you the Bobby Weir bow. The Bobby Weir bow.
Let me get my cape on, y'all. See you tomorrow, y'all.
High noon. See you at high noon tomorrow.